Your neighbors are going to absolutely lose their minds when they see what you're harvesting in early spring while they're just starting to plant. And the crazy part? The secret isn't some expensive gardening hack or fancy equipment. It's what you do in the next 72 hours that changes everything. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why November is actually your garden's biggest opportunity of the entire year. Welcome to Earthly Gardening, where we prove that growing incredible food doesn't require draining your bank account. Whether you're brand new to this channel or you've been with us from day one, you're in exactly the right place. We're all about practical, affordable gardening that actually works in the real world, not just in theory. Real quick, if you're serious about leveling up your garden game, hit that subscribe button right now. And tap the like button too, because it genuinely helps more people discover these money-saving tips. We're building a community of smart gardeners here, and I want you to be part of it. Now, let's jump into these 10 November crops that sound almost too simple to be this powerful. But here's the thing. Simple is exactly what wins in gardening. Crop 1, garlic. First up, we're talking about garlic, and I know what you're thinking everyone knows about garlic. But here's what they don't tell you. November-planted garlic produces bulbs that are nearly twice the size of spring-planted ones. Why? Because garlic needs that cold period to develop properly. It's called vernalization, but forget the fancy term, just know that winter cold is what transforms tiny cloves into those massive, restaurant-quality bulbs. Here's the budget-friendly magic. One bulb from the grocery store gives you 8 to 10 cloves. Each clove becomes a full bulb. That's turning $2 into $20 worth of organic garlic by summer. Plant them 4 inches deep, pointy side up, about 6 inches apart. No special soil needed, just regular garden dirt works perfectly. The absolute game changer? Hardneck varieties. They give you garlic scapes in spring, which are like a bonus crop. You can sell those at farmers markets for serious money, or just enjoy them because they taste incredible in stir-fries. Plant now, harvest twice, spend almost nothing. That's the earthly gardening way. Crop 2, broad beans. Number 2 is broad beans, and this is where things get interesting. Most people think beans are a summer thing, but broad beans laugh in the face of frost. They actually prefer cold weather. November planting means you're harvesting in April and May when everyone else is still waiting for the soil to warm up. Here's why this matters for your wallet. Broad beans fix nitrogen in the soil. Translation: they're making free fertilizer while they grow. After you harvest, leave the roots in the ground, and your next crop gets fed without you spending a cent on fertilizer. It's like having tiny workers enriching your soil 24/7. Plant them 2 inches deep, about 8 inches between each seed. They grow tall, so give them a simple stake or let them support each other in a double row. 1 packet of seeds costs less than a fancy coffee, and you'll get pounds of fresh beans plus improved soil. Some folks say broad beans taste earthy or strong, but pick them young and they're buttery and sweet. Crop 3, onion sets. Let's talk about onion sets at number 3. This is going to sound wild, but November-planted onions are ready to harvest in June, which is a full 2 months before spring-planted ones. Why does this matter? Because you're eating fresh onions when they're most expensive at the store. The trick everyone misses. Sets are just baby onions. They're tougher than seeds and they survive winter like champions. Push them into the soil so just the tip shows, space them 4 inches apart, and then basically ignore them until spring. Seriously, they need almost zero attention. Budget tip that'll blow your mind. Buy onion sets after Christmas when garden centers are clearing inventory. I've gotten bags for 75% off just because stores want to make room for spring stock. Plant immediately even if it's late December in most zones. Red onions, yellow onions, white onions, they all work. My favorite? Red onions because they're the priciest at stores but cost the same as yellow ones to grow. Crop 4, spinach. Spinach is number 4, and this leafy green is probably the most underestimated November crop out there. People baby spinach like it's delicate, but winter spinach is basically indestructible. It sits there through snow, ice, everything, and just waits patiently to explode with growth the second spring arrives. Here's the secret nobody talks about. Cold actually makes spinach taste sweeter. The plant converts starches to sugars to protect itself from freezing, which means winter spinach has this amazing flavor that summer spinach never achieves. It's science working in your favor. Scatter seeds directly on the soil, barely cover them, and water once. That's it. They'll germinate slowly, stay small through winter, then suddenly you've got more spinach than you can eat in early spring. One packet of seeds gives you multiple harvests because spinach regrows after cutting. We're talking about 50 salads from a $3 seed packet. The math is incredible. Hey, quick pause if you're getting value from this. Drop a comment below telling me which crop you're most excited to plant. I read every single comment, and I love hearing what's working in your garden. And if you haven't liked this video yet, go ahead and do that now. It genuinely helps us reach more budget-conscious gardeners like yourself. Crop 5, Kale. Kale takes the number 5 spot, and before you roll your eyes thinking it's just trendy health food, hear me out. November-planted kale survives temperatures down to 10 degrees Fahrenheit. That's colder than most freezers. This plant is a winter warrior that keeps producing fresh leaves when literally nothing else will. The money angle here is insane. One organic kale bunch at the grocery store costs $4 to $6. One plant gives you that same amount every week for 6 months straight. We're talking about $100 worth of kale from a single 50-cent seedling. Even if you only like kale moderately, those numbers make sense. Plant seedlings now if you can find them, or direct sow seeds and they'll still work. Space them 12 inches apart because they get bushy. The absolute best part? Kale gets sweeter after frost just like spinach. That bitter taste people complain about? Gone. Winter kale is tender and mild. Harvest outer leaves. Let the center keep growing. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Crop 6. Winter lettuce. Number 6 is winter lettuce varieties, and this is where you can really impress people. While everyone else is buying expensive spring mix, you're walking into your garden in February and cutting fresh salad. Varieties like Winter Density and Arctic King are bred specifically for cold weather survival. The game changer here: lettuce goes dormant in extreme cold but doesn't die. When temperatures rise even slightly, it starts growing again. You get multiple growth spurts throughout winter in most climates. It's like having a pause button on your harvest that you control with weather. Sow seeds thickly in rows or blocks, thin them as they grow, and eat the thinnings. Everything's edible. No waste. Seeds are dirt cheap, and one sowing gives you salad for months. If you have a cold frame or even just a clear plastic cover, you'll harvest all winter long. Without protection, you'll still get crops in early spring before anyone else. Either way, you win. Crop 7, Shallots. Shallots are number 7, and these fancy-sounding alliums are exactly like onions but better in almost every way. They multiply underground, so one shallot set becomes 4 to 8 shallots by harvest time. It's literally free multiplication happening in your soil. Here's why shallots make financial sense. They cost $8 to $12 per pound at stores because they're considered gourmet. Growing them costs the same as growing onions, which is basically nothing. The same planting method pushes sets into soil, space 4 inches apart. Wait. But your return on investment is triple what onions give you. The flavor is milder and slightly sweeter than onions, which is why chefs love them. But here's the practical part. They store longer than onions after harvest. We're talking 8 to 10 months in a cool, dry spot. Plant a small bed now, and you've got shallots until next year's crop is ready. That's food security and money saved on every grocery trip. Crop 8, Cilantro. Cilantro is number 8, and this herb is ridiculously expensive for what you get at stores. A tiny plastic container costs $3 and goes bad in days. Meanwhile, November-planted cilantro sits in your garden, stays fresh, and you harvest exactly what you need when you need it. The timing trick: cilantro hates heat. It bolts and turns bitter the second summer arrives. But fall and winter cilantro grows slowly and steadily, giving you months of perfect leaves. It actually prefers cool weather, which means November is ideal. Sprinkle seeds directly on soil, barely cover them, and forget about it. Cilantro doesn't need rich soil or special treatment. It's practically a weed in terms of how easy it grows. One seed packet costs $2 and contains hundreds of seeds. Even if half don't germinate, you still have more cilantro than you can use. Freeze extras in ice cube trays with olive oil, and you've got instant flavor bombs for cooking all year. Crop 9. Radishes. Number 9 is winter radishes, and I'm not talking about those little red salad radishes. Winter varieties like daikon and black Spanish radishes are massive, store for months, and have this complex peppery flavor that's incredible roasted or pickled. Budget brilliance here. These radishes grow in 60 days even in cold weather. Plant now, harvest in January. Plant again in January, harvest in March. You can succession plant all winter in many zones because they're that cold tolerant. Seeds are cheap, plants need zero maintenance, and you get huge vegetables that would cost a fortune at specialty stores. Sow seeds 1 inch deep, 3 inches apart. Thin if needed and eat the thinnings as microgreens. The roots can stay in the ground until you need them because cold acts as natural refrigeration. Harvest as needed throughout winter. It's like having a root cellar right in your garden bed without building anything. Crop 10. Arugula. Finally, number 10 is arugula, and this peppery green is about to become your favorite November crop. It germinates in cold soil, grows through winter, and produces leaves faster than almost any other vegetable. We're talking about harvest-ready greens in just 3 weeks, even in November. The money math: arugula at stores costs $5 to $7 for a tiny container that gives you maybe 2 salads. A $2 seed packet produces enough arugula for 50 salads easily. It also reseeds itself, meaning you plant once and get volunteers next year for free. It's the crop that keeps on giving without asking for anything. Broadcast seeds over prepared soil, rake lightly, and water once. That's the whole process. It grows in partial shade, doesn't need fertilizer, and actually tastes better when grown fast in cool weather. Hot weather makes it too spicy and bitter, but winter arugula is perfectly balanced. Harvest outer leaves, let the center keep producing. You'll be eating fresh salad when everyone else is opening bags of wilted grocery store greens. Before we wrap up, let me give you 3 quick bonus tips that'll make all these crops even more successful. First, mulch everything after planting. A 2-inch layer of straw or shredded leaves insulates roots, prevents weeds, and keeps soil from compacting during winter rains. Costs nothing if you use fallen leaves. Second, don't overwater. November soil stays moist naturally from rain and dew. Most November planting failures come from too much water, not too little. Check soil before watering if it's damp 2 inches down. Leave it alone. Third, mark your planting areas clearly. Winter gardens look empty and dead, so you'll forget what you planted where. Use rocks, sticks, or write on popsicle sticks. Trust me, you'll thank yourself in spring when everything starts popping up and you actually know what's what. Alright, garden friends, there you have it, 10 November crops that are going to transform your garden and your grocery budget. The beautiful thing about every single one of these is that they work with nature instead of against it. You're not fighting the seasons or spending money on artificial heat. You're just working smarter. If this video helped you, make sure you're subscribed because we've got tons more budget-friendly gardening content coming your way. Drop a comment telling me what you're planting this weekend. Are you team garlic? Team kale? Let me know. And here's my challenge for you. Plant at least 3 of these crops in the next week. Take a photo, tag us on social media, and show off what you're growing. I want to see your gardens thriving. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, gardening doesn't have to be expensive to be amazing. Get out there, get your hands dirty, and I'll see you in the next video where we're going to talk about winterizing your garden beds for free. Until then, keep growing.